Now, good morning. Let's continue our lesson yesterday that was talking about the rational numbers and the number line. Yesterday we said that the rational numbers are any numbers that can be written as a form of A over B. And we said that the rational numbers, they are the whole numbers, the integers, and the decimals, and the fraction, or with positive or negative sign. This is the rational numbers. I will not ask you make this one as rational. I will ask you if this number rational or integer, or if this number is rational or no, as we talked yesterday. Now, then we talk about how can we graph the values on the vertical number line. And we say that between two integers number, we have 5 dashes. So that means each dash represents 0.2. But here, there's something that I want to talk about it. That's when I asked you, what is the integers here? Okay, there's an integers. Yesterday, I told you between which two decimals. Between the integers. So when you will write, what is the integers? You will say that 0.3 is between 0 and 1. So where I asked you, what are the integers? You must write it as integers, not as decimals. So between 0 and 1. And then if I asked you about negative 0.3, you will write the opposite of them. What is the opposite of 0? It's still 0. And the opposite of 1, it comes as negative 1. So that's mean negative 0.3 is between 0 and negative 1. So you will focus about this area in order to graph negative 0.3. Here is the sum. Negative 0.5. Miss, just a minute. Negative 0.5.
Yesterday you said that 0.3 is between 0.2 and 0.4.
Yeah, yes, yeah. But yes, I know that. But I told you that I didn't. Here yesterday, one of you told me that there's an integers here. Okay, I didn't notice that there's an integer word. So integers, you cannot say 0.3 and 0.5. You must write the integers as 2, 1, 0, negative 1, and negative 2. Okay. And here is the same. Negative 0.5. You will say now, where is negative 0.5? Is it between 1 and 2? No, because it's negative. It must be under 0. So where is negative 0.5? Is it between 0 and negative 1? Bravo. So it will be 0.
It's between 0 and negative 1.
Hello, some of you, like here as an example, teacher, how can I know? To know which two numbers, let's see here. It is 1 and something. 1.4. And it's mean 1 and 0.4. So you will start with 1. And then you will write the number that is next 1, which is 2. So 1.4 is between 1 and 2. Yeah. Now,
negative 5 is between what?
0 and negative 1.
I'm not trying to get it, so can I answer?
Yeah, I will know today. Now I will solve more examples. Inshallah, I will understand them more. Yeah.
Teacher, are these examples or what? I don't
yeah, this is in page, just a minute, please. Tell you which page exactly. This is what called page 153. Yes.
Teacher, this lesson is only about number line.
Yeah, to graph on the number line.
Yeah, the whole lesson is only about number line or no?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yalla, let's start. Now, what is this? Yeah, now let's start with die. Where's die? Die.
Now, teacher, which page is this?
153. Jana Abdullah.
Yeah, it's page 152.
Jana Abdullah.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Jana. 0.6. Where is 0.6 here, Jana? It's between. Oh, first of all, it is positive. Is it right?
Yeah. Yes, teacher,
So-
and then did you call me?
It's Jana Abdullah. I want Jana Abdullah, please. Yes, Jana. 0.6. Is it between 0 and 1? Between 1 and 2?
Between 0 and 1.
0 and 1. Bravo. Halla, here what do we have? Here we have 0.2. Halla, as we said yesterday, each dash represents 0.2. So 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, and 1. So where is 0.6?
0.6, like here between 1 and 0.
Yeah, and I mean in which dash it is here?
Yeah.
Here is 0.6. So how you will do? You just count by 0.2. 0, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6. So here will be 0.6. Thank you, Jana. Now, Jana Amjad.
When I will answer.
Wait, Jana Amjad. Where's
She is right.
Miss Jana Amjad? Are you here? No. Miss, I know there's no number line. You have to draw it.
We just make it between 1 and how can we call this? Yeah, how can we
Miss, I know. You have to draw the number line. Girls, you have to draw it. You have to draw the number line. Not a big problem.
There's no even space.
Girls, in your copy book.
Okay. Okay, teacher, what's the answer?
This is the answer. طيب Jana Abdullah, Jana Amjad is absent. Okay, Julie.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Julie.
Yes, I'm here.
Negative 1.25. It's negative 1 and
Okay.
something. It's negative 1 and something. So between which two integers?
Between 1 and 2.
Negative 1. Okay, there's a negative. And negative 2.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Yalla, continue.
Negative 2.
Continue. Yalla, now let's count. Hi, negative 1. Negative.
Negative 2.
Negative 1.2.
Negative 1.2.
Then
Negative 1.3.
1.4. We have to count by 0.2.
Okay.
So
Negative
where is it? Where it
1.6.
will be?
Oh, it's between negative 1.6 and negative.
Bravo. Thank you. So it will be in this place.
Yeah.
Negative 1.25. Thank you, Julie. Lama? Lama Ahmed?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Lama. Negative 1.5. Between which two integers? Negative 1 and negative 2.
Negative 1 and 2.
Yes. Then next. Yeah, let's know. Now, first of all, negative 1.5. This is a fraction. How can I write it as a decimal? You have to convert the fraction to decimal because the number line are in decimals. Okay. So now,
Teacher, read
question 5. How is it between 1.2 and 1.4?
Negative 1.25. It's between negative 1.2 and negative 1.4.
Yeah, how?
Like, okay, say like 120 and 140. Where is 125 without the decimals? It will be between them.
Yeah, okay, I get it now.
Okay, yeah. Now, so here you have negative 1 and half. Now, how you will write it as a decimal? How you write half as a decimal?
Division.
Yeah, bravo. 1 over 2. 10 divided by 2.
20.
5. So it comes as negative 1.5. So negative 1.5 is equivalent to negative 1.5.
Sorry, teacher, I thought you said multiply.
Okay, it's okay. The next, يلا. Hello, you say that it's between
Teacher.
negative 1 and negative 2. Yeah, let's count by 0.2. Negative 1.2. Then
2.
negative 1.4.
1.4.
Bravo. Then
Negative 1.6.
0.6. Hello, where is negative 1.5?
Between negative 1.4 and 1.6.
Thank you. It's somewhere here. It's between negative 1.4 and negative 1.6. Thank you so much. Now, after that, I want Malak Amr.
Teacher, can you go up because I didn't finish that one?
Which one?
Yes, teacher. Yes, teacher.
Yes, Malak Amr. Just a minute, please.
Yeah.
I wanted to solve number 8.
7.
No,
Eight?
not 7. 8. The next one, yeah.
Okay. It is 0.7.
Yalla, just a minute, please. But the girls, did you finish writing here?
Wait, I'm on the right. Yes.
Okay.
Teacher, what do we write? How do we write it?
Write the number line. Draw the number line,
But
sorry.
there's
And
no space.
in your copybook.
Okay.
Okay. Or if you want, if you don't have any time, just focus with me after that. Rewatch the video and write the answers.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, number 8, negative 0.7. Yes, Malak, where's negative 0.7? Between what? Which two numbers? First of all, if you don't know, what do you have to do, Malak? Look at 0.7 without the negative sign. 0.7. It's between what? 0 and 1. Is it right?
Yeah.
Right. So the opposite of 0, so it's between 0.7.
0 and negative 1.
So what do you have to do? You will say like 0.7, just a minute, is between 0 and 1. And what about negative 0.7?
It's between 0 and negative 1.
Bravo, it will be between 0 and negative 1.
Negative 1.
Yeah, so it's between 0 and negative 1. So I'm here.
Yeah.
0, then
0.
negative
0.2.
negative 0.2. أيوة. negative point.
Negative 0.4.
4, bravo.
Negative 0.6. And negative 0.8.
8, bravo. Then where is negative 0.7?
Between negative 0.6 and negative 0.8.
Thank you. So it will be here.
Yeah, thank you, teacher.
Thank you so much, Malak.
You're welcome.
Now, Malak Mahmoud. Malak Mahmoud.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Malak. Number 9, 1.4.
Okay.
It's 1.
So we have.
See,
Okay,
it's
no.
1 and something. It's between which two? No, which two integers?
It's between 1 and 2.
And 2. Bravo. So, this is 1 and this is 2. 1, then 1.2.
Okay, then you got 1.2 and then 1.4. So it's here. 1.4.
It's here. Thank you. Here is 1.4. Thank you, Malak. Now, number 11 with Marwa. Marwa? Marwa Hamdan?
Yeah,
Yes, Marwa. Number 11 here, what do you have?
we have the minus and 1 of 4.
Negative 1 over 4. Bravo. So here, you have it as a fraction. So write it as a decimal in order to help you. So how you write it as a decimal? You will divide 1 by what?
4.
By 4. Bravo. Add a decimal point, then add 0. Yalla. 10 divided by 4.
10 divided 4. 10 divided
It's 2.
2.
2 times 4.
2 times 4. 2 times 4. 1.
8. Then subtract it with 2. Then you will add 0. Then 20 divided by 4.
20 divided 4. 1.
20 divided by 4 is 5. So that's mean negative 1 over 4. It's equivalent to negative 0.25. Yeah. Now, yes, ya Marwa, negative 0.25. Between which two integers?
It's the down, it's the minus 1 and 2 minus. We will go between 0 and 1.
And negative 1. Bravo. Yalla, continue. So it's between 0 and negative 1.
Teacher, what's the solving of question 10?
Sorry?
What's the solve of question 10?
Question 10, it will be here. Here it's negative 0.2. Here it's negative 0.4.
It's between 0 and minus 1.
So it will be somewhere here. Yalla, continue, Marwa. 0,
Okay.
then negative 0.2,
2.
then
That is 4.
4. Bravo. So where is negative 0.25?
It's not down.
It's between negative 0.2 and negative 0.4.
Okay.
It's somewhere here. Thank you, Marwa. Okay.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
I'm sorry for interrupting about it, but Sham, her mic is disabled. So if you call her name, the mic is disabled.
Okay. Okay.
Teacher, I didn't understand what I should write in 10.
Miss, it is here, and you will say that it's between 0 and negative 1. but there's no time, so I just choose the hardest one. Now, do you finish writing?
And 11 also the same. No,
Yes.
teacher, no.
Miss, hurry up, يلا.
Teacher, 11 is the same between 0 and -1.
Yes, -1. Don't say -1.
Teacher, I'm here.
Yeah, but just a minute. I want to explain now the horizontal one.
Okay. Teacher, when I'm going to be answering.
Yalla, wait just a minute. After I call you. Yalla, yeah, let's go now to the vertical one. Please, all of you focus with me. Okay, here's a new thing. We have to focus about it. See, here we have a vertical, horizontal number line, which is the most common, well, we can say that we use it a lot in math. Here, what do we have? We have, as we said yesterday, numbers, and they are divided. In the horizontal number line, in the vertical number line in your book here, sometimes it's divided by 10, sometimes divided by 5, but in your book, it's only divided by 5. So the vertical number line is divided by 5 dashes. But the horizontal number line sometimes divided, or is divided by 8 or 4 dashes. So sometimes 4 and sometimes 8. Let's see here. Here, what do we have? It's a count between 0 and 1 as an example. How many dash? Yalla. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how many dash you have? You have 8 dashes. So what does it mean? Here, now, most of the examples, they have a fraction. So that means easier to you to write them as a fraction, like 1 over 8. Why 8? Because we have 8 dashes. Here we have 2 over 8. Here we have 3 over 8. And then 4 over 8. 5 over 8. 6 over 8. 7 over 8. And then 8 over 8 or 1. Then 1 and 1 over 8. 2 and 2 over 8. 3 and 1 and 3 over 8. 1 and 4 over 8. 1 and 5 over 8. 1 and 6 over 8. 1 and 7 over 8. And 1 and 8 over 8, or the same as 2. This is for the horizontal number line. As you see here, it's divided by 8 dashes, so you will count by 1 over 8. Let's start now here. Here you have -3 over 8. -3 over 8. Between which two integers? Is it between 0? Since it is negative.
It's between -1 and -2.
No, see, just a minute. Look at this one. Just a minute, girls. Look at me here. Here, what do we have in the second one? Here we have -1 and half. So it's mean I have -1 and something. So I will start with the -1 and I will write what is the number that's come next to -1 on the number line. It's -2. But look at the first one here. Here you have 0 and 3 over 8, or there's no whole number beside 3 over 8. So that means it will be between 0 and -1. Got it?
Yes, teacher, got
Yeah,
it.
continue. Now, -3/8. Now we said that it's between 0 and -1. So, yeah, -1/8, -2/8. Then, what do we have here? -3/8.
3.
So here we will write
Yeah.
-3/8. Now the second one, Rafif. Where's Rafif?
Teacher, but in our book we have still more.
Yeah. It will be on the next slide.
Okay.
Yes, Rafif. Where's Rafif? Rafif.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Rafif. Here now, look at Rafif, how she will solve this one. -1.5. Okay? But our teacher told us that
Yeah.
the fraction is like count by 1/8. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. So how can I know where is 1/2?
Yeah.
They are counted by 1/8. So what do you have to do? You will write, or you will find an equivalent fraction that is equivalent to half, but with a denominator of 8. So what do you have to do, ya Rafif? How you will write a fraction that is equivalent to something over 8? How do you make 2 to be 8? You multiply it by what?
We will divide.
2.
Wait, teacher.
How you make 2 to be 8?
We will multiply.
By what?
We will multiply by.
4.
We multiply by, teacher. Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you multiply the denominator, you will multiply the numerator. So now it's equivalent to -1 and 4/8. Okay?
4 and 4/8.
Yeah. Let's continue now. Hello, we said that it's between -1 and -2 from here. Yeah, now let's count -1. Yeah, continue. -1 and 1/8. -2 or -1 and -1 and 2/8. Then -1 and 3/8. Yeah, then -1 and 4/8. Bravo. So you write as -1 over 4/8, or like the question asks you, you will write it as -1 and half. Here, what do you have? You have a fraction. Thank you, Rafif. Thank you, Rafif. See here. Here you have -1 and half. Okay? But the number line is cut it by 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, not by half, by 1/8, by 8. So how can I represent half? I will think about, like, did you remember the class that I give it to you in the last semester? It's just like introduction to this lesson. I told you now, this is half, but it's divided by 8. How can I know where's 1/2? And it's divided by 8. I will try to find an equivalent fraction to half, but with a denominator of 8. How I can make 2 to be 8? I'll multiply both of the numerator and the denominator by 4. So -1 and half is equivalent to -1 and 4/8. It must be by 8 because here I told you they are divided by, we are kept counting by 1/8. That's why I ask you to make it as something over 8. Let's see next example here.
Okay, but where do we write this?
Sorry?
Where
Where?
do we write this?
Miss, this one, go back. It's page 152.
Okay, I know, but I mean, like in fountain, where do we write the between of them?
So what do you mean? You mean this one
Like
here?
there's two 1/4 and one. Yeah, there's like 1/4 and 4
Miss, wait,
between
this will be the
dash
next
and-
slide. The next slide. Just a minute. But I divide the example into two parts.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, the next one now. Here, we have 1 and 1/4. Yes, yeah, Rand.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Rand. Here, what do we have? We have 1 and 1/4. So it's between
Yes.
which two integers?
It's between 1 and 2.
Bravo, it's between 1 and 2. Now the next, look at the fraction here. The denominator is 4, but the teacher tells us that it's divided by 8. So I will write an equivalent fraction, but now with the denominator of 8, in order to know where I represent it. Now, how can you make 4 to be 8?
By 2.
Bravo, you will multiply it by 2 up, and not the numerator, not to be sad, you will multiply it by 2 up. So 1 times 2 is 2, and 4 times 2 is 8. So it comes now as 1
1, 2 out of 8.
and 2 out of 8. Bravo. Yalla, let's see now. Where is it? This is 1. This is what?
1
1 and
out of 8.
1 out of 8. 1 and
2 out of 8.
2 out of 8. So it will be
3.
here.
Yes.
That's it. Do you clear it? Do you understand it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Ram. Now, Sama Ashur.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Sama. Number 3/4. It's between which two numbers?
It's between 1 and 2.
3/4. Look at here. Do you have any number?
Oh no, we have to make it decimal.
No. Just a minute. Here, do you have any number beside 3/4? Any whole number? No. So that's mean it's mean 0 and 3/4. So it's mean it will be between 0 and 1. Three over 4, it's less than 1. So it will be between 0 and 1. طب يلا سما, continue. Now here, the teacher asked me that, or the teacher told me now that they have divided by 8 dashes. So I will try to make equivalent. أيوة, you have to equivalent to 8 by multiplying by 2 by 2. Bravo.
Up and down.
يلا.
3 by 2 is
6/8. Good. Bravo. يلا, let's count now. 0, 1/8, 2/8. يلا continue سما. 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, and then it's here. Bravo. So you write it now as 6/8, or as the question asks you, 3/4. Thank you, Sama. No. go back to page 153. Now look at this one here. In number 1, I told you now that the vertical number line, it could be divided by 4 or by 8. And if it is by 8, you will count as 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, and so on. But look at this one here. How many dashes between 0 and 1? 1, 2, 3, 4. They are 4. They are not 8. So you will now count it by 1/4. You will say now 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4, and so on. Okay?
Yeah. So I'm gonna find the upstairs.
Yeah. Now negative 2.25. This one is a decimal, but here it's as a fraction. You can change the negative 2.25 as negative 2 and 1/4. Or you can say that since 1/4 is the same as 0.25, so you can, and you have two ways. You can skip counting by 1/4, like 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, or you can skip by 0.25 because the question has a decimal. So it's easier to me to skip counting by decimal. So here we have 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, 1, 1.25, 1.5, 1.75, and so on. Skip counting by 0.25. Now, Sarah. Sarah Wissam. Sarah, are you here? Sham, the microphone is not working. Tulip. طيب Yara. Yes, Yara. Yara, negative 2.25. Between which two integers?
2.25?
Yeah, negative.
Yeah, okay. It is between 1, -1, and -2.
No, it's negative 2 and something. So it's between.
Okay. -2 and -3.
Bravo. Negative 2 and -3. And it's closer to -2. طيب, then continue, Yara. Yalla. Let's count now by 0.25. Yalla, -2. Then
-2.2.
2.25. When we said that, we skip counting.
Okay.
By
negative 2.25.
Bravo, 2.25. So it will be here.
Okay.
Thank you, Yara.
No problem.
Teacher, we skip count by 25?
Yeah, because here it's divided by 4 dashes. Okay, according to the number line that's given. And tomorrow, we will continue here. We have like fractions. Just a minute, please. Here we have fractions. Okay, for the fractions, we will skip counting by 1/4. Because we have fractions. If we have decimals, skip counting by 0.25.
Teacher, what's the answer of
Oh, yeah.
Teacher, what's the answer of 3 out of 4, that one?